Hey guys, Tara Ryan here, and today's tip from Tara are the top 5 takeaways from the last CE class we hosted. Cheryl King did a Back to Basics course of all things contract and real estate related, and I want to hit the 5 highlights that I found interesting and I wanted to make sure you didn't miss. Number 1, simple, but the suggestion is always put the counter offer on top when you're creating a PDF and sending out the contract to the attorney's office and the lender. Why? Obvious reason. We may miss it and one or the other be going off the terms on the main part of the contract when we really need to be seeing the terms on the counter offer. Obviously, it's a rookie mistake to miss the counter offer, but you can help your transactions go smoother if you'll always just default to putting it on top of the contract in PDF format. Number 2, the new contract now does enhanced title insurance coverage. So all lenders should be quoting the enhanced coverage. This is a slightly more expensive coverage. It has a little more bells and whistles to protect our home buyers, and that is generally the standard now per the Georgia contract. It's what lenders should be quoting and what most buyers then will be purchasing. The standard policy is still available, but that is something a buyer would need to talk to the attorney about if they wanted that lower end coverage. Number 3, we talked about seller contributions and how we want to increase those sometimes during the negotiation. Remember, there's a limit to how much the lender can allow in seller contributions, and it depends on the type of loan, the buyer's down payment, and how much cost they actually have. We can't apply more seller contributions than we actually have costs. So always talk to the lender before you increase the seller contributions. But if you aren't sure or you can't get in touch with the lender, or it's just good practice to add a special step in the way that you write up the seller contributions, to go ahead and put it out there. If any of this amount can't be used by the lender, then all parties agree that we'll take it off the sales price. If you'd like some verbiage to help you with that wording, shoot me a note or add a comment below and I'll get that out to you. Number 4, on a cash deal, don't make the attorney the holder of the earnest money if you can help it. Okay? On a cash deal, the attorney technically represents the buyer instead of, they represent one of the parties in the transaction instead of the lender. Okay? That prohibits them from being able to send out the 10-day letter if there's a dispute on the earnest money. So best practice, have the broker, one of the brokers, hold the earnest money in those transactions if you can. And number 5, little nuance to the contract that you might not be aware of. In the financing contingency, there's a verbiage that says that the buyer is responsible for notifying the seller when they have completed their intent to proceed with the lender. Why is this important? Because technically, if they ever needed to use a denial letter to get their earnest money back per the financing contingency, it does say that if you've missed anything in the stipulations on the financing amendment, then you may not be entitled to your earnest money. So it's a little nuance to the contract. Best practice, always notify the other side when your buyer has committed to a lender and signed their loan documents. That includes the intent to proceed. It could be simple, doesn't have to be an official anything, but you want to make sure that you've provided notice to the other side of the intent to proceed. Those are my 5 top tips from the most recent CE class that we have hosted, and wanted to make sure you didn't miss out. If you want more helpful content like this, like and subscribe. We want to keep you in the know. As always, we're here to help.